thing, man. Now's your time to get a sip of water.
I don't know where it is, man.
H2O, you know.
Some of that apple cider.
Some ASMR. Hey, I want to welcome everybody to the 2-4 podcast. I'm your host, Christian. The man sipping the red Solo cup is Kenneth. Say what's up, man.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back.
Man, today is a good day in the words of Ice Cube. And that's because we're two local Sacramento boys enjoying a dub, man. And let me tell you, I definitely needed it more than this dude needed it because his football team didn't play, but mine unfortunately did. And so I needed the dubs.
Big time, big time, big time.
Oh, man, dude. This...
Where to start?
This is I wouldn't quite say an emotional roller coaster, but it was
a little bit.
It was like kind of like a thriller, you feel me? Like
a suspense movie.
A little bit of a suspense. Yeah, it started out great, awesome, and then it was like, oh no, the killer gonna get me kind of thing.
It's like the Jaws theme song. And that was Donovan Mitchell's theme song today.
Yeah, man.
He was attacking.
And instead of Jaws, you know, he's called Spider-Man, Donovan Spider Mitchell. And he was looking pretty scared because you think of a spider, it just comes creeping down real slowly. It takes its time. It builds its web, gets to the fly, and slowly starts to like kill that SOB, man. And that felt like us. It felt like we was getting cocooned in its web, man. Oh my gosh. I want you to tell us the first half, and then I'll talk about the second half, man. Go ahead.
Man, first half, Kings came out swinging, I would say. Playing really good, solid defense, scoring buckets, getting inside the paint, creating offense, different looks. One of the big thing was we were getting to the free throw line a lot in that first half, especially in the first quarter. We were getting some fouls on the Cavs there early. But man, they really showed this Cleveland team that we're not one to mess around with, And I think it was a really, really, really good pace setter to come out strong like that, and just really assert the dominance and show what we can do and create a separation. I love seeing the lineups kind of stay the same, the shorter lineups. Shout out to Trey Lyles, man. He played a really good game off the bench.
Yeah,
and
especially in that first half.
Especially in that first half, man. The 3 ball was hitting for him. Also like to see Keegan. He's getting more. They're staying with him solid, and he finally kind of broke out a little bit more tonight, which is good to see. Like I think I said the other night, maybe him coming home, having the home crowd is going to open it up for him. He had a better game than he had on the road trip. Like to see Harrison Barnes get more work in. The ball was definitely finding his way, and he was putting down. Everybody across the board was playing phenomenal. Like Sabonis was getting his work, Fox was getting his work, and then I think for this game you really give credit for the last few games is Malik Monk. This guy is
really
a different player since
really all season. I
all
think
season.
Maybe minus one game, but I feel like it's been all season.
Man, since he got out of LA and we got him, he has just been the difference maker to help drive this team, spark the team, and real strong first half, and that's what we needed.
Yeah.
To come out fighting, and that I mean that's what you got to do every game. Come out fighting.
Yeah, I also got to give props to Metu. I know he made one error when he was wide open for 3 at the top.
Yeah.
But
you get that look, you take the shot, whether you miss it or not. Coach ain't gonna be mad. You took the wide open 3. That's a good look, But you can't be in your head like that. You got to take it.
Yeah. What were we up by going into the half? 14, 12?
I think 12.
Yeah,
12 to 14.
I'm
gonna just pull up stats right here.
Yeah, I want to piggyback off of a few things that you were saying about the first half before we continue to the second half. I definitely felt Sabonis's presence early.
Yeah.
I mean, look, dude finished the game with having to shoot 12 free throws, and he was 5 for 8 from the field. There's probably gonna be people that look at that and be like, he only shot 8 times. Well, I mean, look at how many times he went to the free throw line. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
If he didn't get fouled, it would be added to the field goals, because
it's points off.
Yeah,
it's kind of points out of the paint. You're getting in the paint. You're drawing the foul. We're getting points from it.
I mean, I still would like a little bit more, shot attempts. Like, I would love a lot more shot attempts. Maybe some of that just coming from being more aggressive on offensive rebounds. But the thing that stood out to me in that first half was the fact that he was in foul trouble early on, and he still, Mike Brown had confidence in him to hey, you got this. You got this, bro. Like, you're not gonna
and
you're not gonna get subbed out because we need you. But go ahead.
And I can tell when that second foul hit real quick. Mike Brown, he gets a little antsy on that challenge. I'm glad he stayed off on it. I think that challenge we have to save till the third, fourth quarter, especially the fourth quarter. We have to, because that's when it's going to come in huge.
Definitely. And another person that you had mentioned, Trey Lyles, man. I wasn't the biggest Trey Lyles fan coming into this season, especially with us having Mike Brown as the new coach and him wanting to put more emphasis on defense. And last year, Trey didn't show much interest in defense, but many people have said about Coach Brown, especially the biggest name of all, LeBron James, you won't get any playing time unless you put in the work on defense. And so to have what he can do on offense, now have the addition of whatever defense he can give you, is tremendous, because sometimes you're gonna your defense is gonna win over someone's offense, and there was definitely moments of that in this game, and I thought that was huge. I thought that was tremendous for us, and that's what kind of contributed to us having a lead early on in the game.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, Trey has definitely stepped up in a big time bench role. You know, coming off the bench with Malik Monk and
Mm-hmm.
Davion.
Mm-hmm.
Those three guys right there, you know, though they're putting in a lot of work, and you know, even if you know, Davion doesn't like he's creating the offense, you know, when he likes to get inside and he likes to, you know, see what is open. He may not score a lot of points, but he'll get buckets when needed.
Yeah.
But he's a good facilitator, especially with Monk too, who was really great at creating shots and playmaking. He had
Mm-hmm.
quite a few on the floor with Sabonis, which was really, really smooth to see.
Yeah, and there was another name that I wanted to bring up that I thought did really, really good. Oh, Davion. I felt he played pretty good defense on Donovan in
Yeah,
that first half. I mean, I know that like at the end of the day, Donovan is gonna
Donovan's gonna get buckets.
yeah, he's gonna get
Yeah.
buckets. But like I felt like because those two have like a personal relationship and and so they know each other's game, and especially with someone that we have such like high hopes with in Davion, with like potentially being, you know, one of the absolute better defenders in the league, like the elite defenders one day, for him to already have, you know, that familiarity, that leg up that other defenders don't have. I like I said, I think he was tremendous for us in the first half to get this thing going, because they couldn't keep up with us in that first half. Uh,
They could
they,
not. And
whether
and to put
offensively or
it to you,
defensively.
Cleveland is ranked second on defense in the league.
Was it second
Going
or was
into
it
this
fourth?
game. Before this game, they were ranked second in defense in the league.
Oh, I thought
Going
they
into
were.
this game.
I thought they were ranked second in offense.
Defense
Oh, okay.
is they're ranked second.
And then they're ranked fourth in offense, right?
I think, yeah.
Um.
So
Yeah.
we were setting the pace against the top defenses in the league, and
Yeah.
for a while they didn't really have an answer.
Yeah, definitely, because it was like on both ends. It wasn't just on one end.
Oh yeah,
Because like you saw their shots fall short and all that kind of stuff, and that's because they're getting gassed because of what they had to do on defense, and our guys are just running up and down.
Yeah,
I don't know where they rank in pace, but I know where our team ranks in pace. We rank 9th. And
yeah,
and so, you know, that's hard. That's hardcore for any team out there to like keep up with. Even if you are like, let's say you're not that far behind us or whatever, the fact that like you have to keep up that pace for so long, because like here's the thing that I've noticed about our team, which is gonna like segue into me talking about the second half, is that like we keep that pace for pretty much an entire half. We don't really let off. The where we start to let off is more so in the second half. Like we can only do it in spurts. We can't maintain it. But I think I think the more that this becomes like a natural thing for these guys, that
it's gonna be easier.
It's gonna be closer to a more complete game of keeping that pace. And I know that's like crazy to think about, but like they're in that sweet spot of youth and veteranship that they can actually not be as tired as a more veteran team would be, like if trying to keep that pace down,
Yeah,
you know, down the line. So
yeah, like the Warriors can't keep that pace anymore.
Yeah,
you know? Just for an example, like they're not gonna be able to keep the. I don't even think they can keep the pace for as long as we already do now. Like for a whole half,
yeah,
like
yeah, they would
can't.
they would have to, in order to be able to keep that pace, they would have to really rely on their young guys, but then they would have to really hope that the young guys don't uh dig themselves into a giant hole and like know when to plug in, the main guys. And just really like spare them for later in the game to then be able to have that pace. But like, for an entirety of a game, especially when this is a somewhat young Kings team. I know there's some people that like will be big time haters. Will be like, stop calling them a young team. And da, da, da. No, they are young in the terms of like they don't know how to close out games. They don't know how to win. That is inexperience. That you equate inexperience with youth, and So, and on top of that, like we have two young dudes and Davion and Keegan that we're really trying to rely on, and it's their first and second year in the league. So yes, that's a young team. So anyways, go ahead. I'll let you do.
And to kind of add on that, I mean, De'Aaron's in his 6th year, but he's finally coming into his own as a complete player. So he's finally reaching that stage of starting to get mature in this game. Yeah. So you could put together, he's still in his young years. I mean, he's young himself, like he's the team is full of youth and Wetzel like, which kind of meshes together very, very well. And like you said, we're right in that sweet spot.
Yeah. So the second half, man. Damn.
Yeah, let's break that down.
So historically with the Kings, man, it's
third quarter woes.
It's been a recurrent thing, man. The third quarter woes, like you just said, we were outscored 35-26, and it was primarily by Spider Mitchell. This dude, man, he tore us a new one. He finishes the game with 38 points, man, and he was 6 for 14 from the 3, which is incredible. But you know where I got to give props to the Kings? They never found him.
Never. No, and he draws a lot of fouls.
No free throw attempts for this guy. He had to earn every bucket.
There might have been just a little bit of missed contact on a couple of them. Yeah. But hey, if I don't blatantly see it and be like, oh, that should have been called, it's not gonna get called. So he had to work for it.
And something that I gotta say is like, we're owed some missed calls for our benefit. Cause like
we're banking on some of those, man. Because we're tallying up over here.
Cause like forget like regular missed calls. We're talking about missed calls that cost you a game, dog. That's different. That multiplies by like 20. Okay. Because
it's a game's worth.
Because you and I talked last night, and we looked at the standings. Okay. Just in the Western Conference, through 1 through 14 are teams that are trying to make sure they're in the playoffs, regardless of what seed. They just want to be in the playoffs. So between 7 and 14, those are the ones that are gonna like definitely be fighting to like get into that play-in at the very least.
Yeah.
So
every game matters.
Yeah.
When it's that deep, every game matters, man.
The only team that is counted out, and I know that people who aren't familiar with the Kings would be like, what? That sounds crazy. That you would add yourself into it or whatever. That sounds like some Homer stuff. But no. the Kings, the way they're built and with the amount of salary that they have, they're trying to make this damn thing. This is their goal. They're not like the Rockets. The Rockets is the one team in the West that is actively not really trying to surprise nobody. Like, they want the ping pong balls. They want to, hopefully get the number 1 draft pick or at least be the top 3 and maybe do it for, one more year after this one. Continue to tank and do the whole trust the process like Philly did back in the day. And so, yeah, that's the one team that you could probably mark it down next year that they're not gonna actively try either.
Yeah.
If they get wins, they get wins. They don't care, but they're not putting their best foot forward. So that just tells you that this whole entire conference is going to be beating up on each other. So those 2 dubs can mean a lot in the end. So the refs owe us a lot, especially if you think about in that fourth quarter when Mike Brown decided to challenge. It was a foul call on Harrison Barnes. On who was it? It was Allen, right? On Jared Allen?
Jared Allen. Yeah, it was the slightest bit of contact.
Slightest bit of contact
on
the hand.
They were both trying to make a play at the ball.
Yeah.
So like that, I mean,
yeah, it was a bit of a BS call. I mean, I like Jared Allen, but he don't deserve that superstar call that teams get where they like the really elite players. He's good, but bro,
he sold it too.
But the thing is, when it comes to the review, you don't look at the selling part anymore. Now you just look at the actual call itself. But there was a couple plays before that where Mike Brown tried to challenge, and that was a bit unsuccessful because they wouldn't allow him to challenge it, and which is what I think is bogus. Okay, this is where I'm going with the whole like the refs are screwing us. Okay, I think that's bogus because Harrison Barnes is yet again part of this mix of challenge trying to happen. Okay, Harrison Barnes goes and does a gather step to a layup, and they're trying to say it's a foul on the ground, not for the shot. But one referee did call it as an and one play, and that's the part that bugs me. Okay, even if there is an overruling from another ref, it wasn't a unanimous thing. So to me, that should be a challenge. That should be challengeable, not just be like, oh well, you can't challenge whether the call was on the ground or not. No. I'm challenging the fact that the both of you guys disagreed, okay? And you just happen to have seniority and you're allowed to overrule the dude. So I needed to be called for a foul shot. Unfortunately, that was a little bit outside of the last 2 minutes, so we won't know what the league calls on that play. That would have to be like something that maybe the Kings put out themselves or something like that. But yeah, that was total BS. Like dude, it almost feels like it's the same ref screwing us over too, because like I don't know what it is, but it's been, I don't want it to sound like a race thing, but it's been the same looking kind of white guy doing it, and then having this like this kind of arrogance to him of like, nah, get out of my face, nah, yeah, that kind of crap. That's the thing that bothers me the most out of these screw ups that these refs have been having.
They think that people are there to see them, man. That's what they think.
Yeah, they think there's some kid out there who's like, man, dude, I want to run up and down.
So
I want to run up and down the court and blow that whistle just like that dude. Oh my gosh, man, he's so spot on everything. Damn, ain't no kid in the history.
Ain't no way.
In the history of mankind ever looked at a referee and said, I want to be that. Nobody did that.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, yeah. It was bogus. And in the words of Boogie, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous what's going on out here. Man. It's ridiculous.
So, what would you say is your opinion on like why the lead started to get away from us?
The lead?
Yeah, the lead. Why do you think that we started to lose the lead? What do you equate it to outside of the fact that Donovan Mitchell was going off? Like, what was it that we personally were doing?
We were definitely lacking on rebounds. Allowing them to get second, even third chance shots up.
Yeah.
If you look at it, total rebounds 42 to 24, offensive 12 to 2.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a big number. And if you look at that number, you would think Cleveland would have won this game because all the second, third shot opportunities that they got from those rebounds, it like would have been crazy points. But luckily for us, a lot of those shots didn't go down. Still had some good contests on some of those shots. I also think just they kind of got into the laxed defense area, letting them drive the middle very, very easily. LeVert was spot on where he wanted to go with the ball. You know, he wanted to run the rim every time. He got in really easily.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely some offense through Jared Allen and what's his name? Mobley.
Yeah.
Allowing them to get into that middle really easy, and they scored a lot of buckets that way. You know, they outscored us in the paint. Obviously, we outscored them on the threes. But you know, at the end of the day, if you're up, like Mike Brown said, you're up going into the third quarter, you got to turn it up even more because they're going to come out and try to turn it up on you. So the defense, I'm gonna say defense. Oh, our offense is going to come, but defense is what's going to keep you in that lead and in the game longer.
Yeah, and what was scary is at one point they were up. That part
they were up by
scary by 1 or 2
or 6.
Wait, oh yeah.
They got up to about 5.
They had
and then
but it started to just disappear.
And then we got it back, and then it was shot for shot. We were trading baskets, and that's not what you want to get into when you have Donovan Mitchell on the other end. So it was very big for us to go on another run, get some stops, go on another run, and
some timely threes, some
steals. We had a lot of steals.
I was about to bring that up.
Steals.
So there's a few things that you look at as like ginormous positives on why at the end of the day the rebounds were kind of like kind of nulled in a way. And that's because assist to turnover ratio, first off, we had 30 assists, 9 turnovers. That's amazing because in the history of the Kings, man, we've had a hard time having a good assist to turnover ratio. And then you brought up the steals. We had 12 and block shots. Even though we don't have a true shot blocker, the thing that we do have is a lot of effort guys. And so it's like all season we've been seeing guys like Malik, De'Aaron, even Kevin Huerter. a lot of our perimeter guys really come up with the block shots.
Keegan's one. Yep. Keegan's getting in there, getting his hand in there, and getting block shots and steals.
And then the other thing is how many times we went to the free throw line, man. This is probably the most beautiful thing that like I've seen in a very, very long time. Not since the days of Peja being on the team. Okay.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, we had Mike, we had Doug, we had Peja, we had C-Web, and those guys were really good free throw shooters. Vladi was pretty decent. We went 30 for 35, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. To shoot Big that many shooter. And to make almost every single one, like that's what's required when you're being out rebounded, especially like how you mentioned with the offensive rebounds. 12-2 is terrible. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure like all those missed free throws were the two shots were 50-50. They made one, miss one. So that's like you know, that's great. We didn't miss like any two shots in a row.
Yeah.
So
but yeah, man, like the Kings played awesome. And the way they rallied to like, you know, clean it all up. Harrison, I felt so good for Harrison. Because he had been struggling and a lot of things have gone unnoticed with him because like even though his offensive stuff hasn't been going well, like I don't think fans have recognized that he puts out effort, he makes good cuts, he makes good screens, something that I want to see Keegan do more of. I've been saying that I want to see him do more screens. And you know, he's teaching Keegan because they're kind of built similarly, you know, and so and so whatever knowledge can be handed down to Keegan with someone who's built so similar to him and has a very similar demeanor as well, like that's huge. Kings fans need to recognize that. The dude was plus 10 today. Sabonis plus 15. He didn't let the fouls get to him. Like he finishes the game with 3 fouls. Those 3 fouls happened in the first half.
Yeah.
Like that says a lot about how this team is slowly getting better, slowly understanding more and more what Mike Brown is preaching and teaching. Just a phenomenal game, man. And then Red Velvet coming up huge at the end there as well.
There was some big time threes. He's had some kind of off games on the road trip, but you know, big time.
Yeah, for us. He didn't have like the absolute best of start, but it's not always about how you start. So it's about how you finish. And he finished really strong tonight offensively. He was plus 12. And then De'Aaron, this is the first time, you know, we didn't see him like crack like well over 20 points, but he was just
he does it other ways, you know.
He does it in other ways, yeah. He came up with 3 steals in this game, bro.
Yeah, his defense is off the charts. Like De'Aaron's playing out of his mind, dude.
Yeah.
De'Aaron is on a whole nother level. Dude. And the league and everybody just has to give up the props to this kid.
I didn't realize this until I'm looking at the box score, like a more complete thing. The entire starting lineup had all the steals that we had tonight. So 12 steals.
Starting lineup.
It was the entire starting lineup. That's insane. Wow. Because normally I see Malik come up with like 2 a night or something. That's what it feels like. And nobody on the bench. Nobody on the bench. I thought for sure somebody on the bench. I felt like I saw somebody on the bench get one, but no, it was all the starters. Crazy.
And that's what you want. That's what you want your starters to show out.
Absolutely. You want your starters to be people that you rely on, and did we rely on them for the defense as well as the offense? Man, it's crazy. These guys,
also get a.
Go ahead.
Seven out of the 9 guys that played tonight are in double-digit figures.
Yeah, and that's a nice thing to see. I don't remember
7 out of 9.
I don't remember too many times during this playoff drought, where we had a stat like that you just pulled up. 7 out of 9 guys that we played, and looking at the guys that didn't get double digits, they weren't that far away. Metu had 6, and Davion had 7.
Davion had 7,
and
yeah.
They could have easily gotten to the double digits, but that's the style of basketball that we're seeing now is the thing that Kings fans have been like yearning for a very long time. And this is the first time that you can say that this team truly does have a bright future ahead of itself. I think there was other years where a lot of us just kind of try to find a way to sell that to ourselves and to one another. And I think this is the one time where you don't have to do too much selling. You could just say to someone who maybe is a very, very casual Kings fan, you just say, watch the game. Just watch
the game.
I ain't gonna sell you on it. Just watch it.
Yes.
Have we really had any real letdowns of a game? Maybe one.
Nah, maybe one. But
that
might have been the first game. That might have been the first game.
We've been in like every game that we've played. Pretty much. I'm looking right now. We've been in every game that we've played. Every game.
Yeah.
The Grizzlies game is the only one that we lost to by double digits. Yeah, that's the only one. But we've pretty much been in every game. So for those that question even us that might be watching, because I know that we're not the popular team in the league as far as like, being taken seriously. But I've always said for a long time, this Kings teams for the last few years, since De'Aaron's been on the team, has always been a team that people say, like real hoop heads will say, they're a fun team to watch, especially that kid De'Aaron Fox. And every year, more and more people like that have been saying that. And then this year, it's crazy how many real hoop heads are saying, dude, I'm seeing something kind of incredible out of this Sacramento team. I know they own the longest playoff drought of all sports teams, but these guys could possibly break that drought.
Yeah. And it really sucks to tie these guys in to that drought, because this is a brand new team, honestly. This is a brand new team. I say the slate goes clean right now. Put all that talk about a drought, don't even put it in your mind, bro. Just play ball. Just go out there, compete, go out there and try to win games, and just play ball, and I can guarantee some good things are going to happen towards the end of the season.
Yeah, dog. I'm excited to see the rest of what this season has in store for us. I don't see the effort changing at any point. I don't see, Coach Brown's message ever falling on deaf ears. Unless a team somehow really has their way with us, and we happen to be struggling so bad offensively, I just don't see this team not being being at least within a few points of every game.
Yeah.
They just got to learn when they have the lead to not let go of what gave them the lead. That's the problem. Like you mentioned being lax on defense, but I also saw it being lax offensively too.
Yeah.
Just that pace thing, like how I was mentioning earlier, that they can't seem to sustain that pace yet. But given more time, where you start being more and more game conditioned, you'll be able to do that. And like, not only that, but the trust and chemistry that these guys have already developed with one another. Because there's that one play where Malik was penetrating to the paint. He looked like he was going to go for a layup, but realized too many dudes are on top of him. He's not going to get the shot off. And he curls that ball over to Sabonis.
Is right there.
He trusted Sabonis to be there. And he goes up, and it caught the defense off guard. Before we got on, I was talking to my dad, and my dad and I brought up that play, and I told him, in years past, because he was like, that's what you're supposed to do. I said, yeah, but have you ever seen in years past those guys do that before? Like, I don't remember seeing them do that until Sabonis got here. There was even times during the days of DeMarcus that he didn't go for offensive rebounds every time. And so the fact that you had guys rolling out there, especially during that time post DeMarcus, when we really didn't have a good big,
No.
nobody would roll to the damn basket, bro. Like, I didn't see Nemanja roll to the basket. Like, hardly ever. He would primarily stay around the three. So that like I said, that says a lot to know that guy's going to be right there at that spot. I can do it, because to me, I don't think he was able to see Sabonis. There were so many guys crowding that area. He just had to guess, and he guessed right. He just
yeah. He trusted him. That's all it takes, is just trusting your teammates.
And we all know that's really important. Confidence is the most important thing to a player and to a team, and you get that with trust and building good relationships. And this is probably one of the best, closest teams that I've ever seen in a long time. Because you could tell that, like, the Kings last year were losing trust in one another. Like, think about every time we passed the ball to Buddy Hield, how he would just be chucking up shots at times and just playing real bad basketball that was kind of selfish. But I'm not going to put all that blame on him, because it was kind of like happening to everybody. And that's why you didn't see a lot of ball movement. A lot of times it rubs
off.
It would just be pass it to one guy maybe, and that's it. And
I got to see at least 3 passes, man.
Yeah, dude. And this team is passing the ball around like 4 times, 5 times sometimes. Like, maybe, dude, there's sometimes where they're just going all in the circle, just really just messing with this defense.
It breaks them down, and you're able to get open looks, maybe an open lane to the basket. Like, it does a lot. It does more than you think.
But
I mean, it's a great win against a really good Cavaliers team, man.
Very good Cavaliers team. They came in with 8 wins, man.
They were 8-2 before this,
and now they're 8-3.
3. And
and imagine if we had those 2 wins right now.
Man.
Because right now we're 4-6. Man, we would be 6-4 had we had those 2 wins. That's what I'm talking about, bro. And real quick, I'm gonna check out what the standings are. Okay, if we were,
we
would be at 7.
7. Right at 8.
Says 7 or 8. Yeah. Instead of being the 12th seed right now.
Some of you that might not mean a lot, but with how deep this conference is, that's everything.
It's everything. Plus with how much Kings fans have gone through, it means a lot too, man. To even with it being this early in the season, it means a lot. So, man.
I mean, yeah.
So
big win. They just got to keep playing like this. We go Friday. We go see the Lakers, and then after that, we have a 4-game homestand.
Hopefully, the Kings can pull out some more dubs.
We got the Lakers, Warriors, Nets, Spurs, and Pistons.
Yeah, so man.
They just keep playing ball like they played almost every game, especially like tonight.
Yeah,
you're gonna see that string of games right there. The record is should be over 500.
So not trying to talk trash or nothing, but I think that this next game against the Lakers should be a dub. I don't know if they're gonna have like a full complement of guys or not, but with the way that we've been playing, if we keep that up, I don't think that this team is capable to sustain that. I've seen LeBron struggling with his energy and stuff. He's been talking about his shots and his layups and stuff like that falling short, and he's still playing a high volume of minutes. And man, if we come out there with that pace, dude, we're just gonna see possibly a lot of bricks coming out of him, man. It'll probably turn into LeBrick.
Yeah. LeBrick James
and
Russell Westbrook.
And yeah, I was about to say, and Westbrook is gonna feel like he needs to play hero ball, and maybe that'll turn him into Westbrook. And him and De'Aaron get into it a lot, bro. He's always trying to do the rock the baby on De'Aaron all the time, and in years past, man, we've seen De'Aaron do it right back to him. Like,
it's not the same Kings team.
Yeah,
it's definitely not the same Lakers, and not in a good sense.
Yeah.
So, I mean, definitely
call it a dub, man.
You should definitely, or I'm gonna call it a dub too, but definitely Kings shouldn't take it lightly.
Yeah.
They should treat it as like they're playing the Cavs, or they're playing the Warriors, or they're playing the Trailblazers.
Mm-hmm.
Treat it as they're still a good team that can beat you. And they should have no problem coming out there swinging. It's gonna be a good game.
So let's move on from the NBA and just do real quick stuff on
real quick
NFL stuff real quick, and then we'll let everybody go.
Yeah.
So with my team, there's not much news other than that we let go of Jonathan Abram.
There's a little bit more news to that. A little addition. A subtraction and an addition you guys have. I don't know if you know about it. You know what I'm talking about?
Are you talking about what's his name? Sidney
Jones, yes.
Sidney Jones, yes.
Yeah.
Well, like you said, it's a little bit of an addition plus a subtraction. Sidney plays cornerback, Jonathan Abram plays safety, and and I kind of dislike the move of cutting Abrams. I kind of wanted to see the Raiders finish out the season with him. I thought he was doing a little bit better, but with like how bad our linebacker group has been, I kind of wanted to see him move to linebacker, especially playing like sub linebacker packages and stuff like that, and maybe being able to blitz with him at the linebacker spot. I felt like he could have been more effective than what we had, because like our most effective guy that we had is down with the injury and Divine Diablo. So
Yeah.
like to me, it wouldn't have hurt to experiment and see if he's worth keeping on the roster past this year or just letting him walk. But Sidney Jones, I wasn't too mad at that because we do need help with our secondary. And so hopefully that helps, man. I'm hoping that the Raiders get their act together and win, but there is a lot of drama going on, a lot of stuff where like
A lot of clashing.
there's I guess there's a lot of news coming out saying that there are a lot of players who question Josh McDaniels and his coaching staff, and I don't blame them at all.
No, you don't. If you're supposed to be this offensive guru that won championships with New England and you get blanked by the Saints, there's no excuse for that. There's no excuse. Like, you have talented players and you can't put offense together. Like, you can't even it's no excuse, you know? Like, something's got to change. Whether you got to dumb it down, go back to basics, go back to fundamentals, run the damn football, run the football. Yeah, Josh Jacobs had a rough, it wasn't a big offensive, game for him. That Jaguars front line is pretty physical. They can shut you down, but you got to be more consistent with it on games where it's working. When there's bright spots, you got to keep going at it.
If these guys want to win, bro, I would hit up y'all's general manager, offer him 4 first-round draft picks, 4 second-round draft picks, and possibly 4 third-round draft picks for Kyle Shanahan.
Over my dead body.
I think Lynch would think really hard about that one, bro.
He would think really hard about that.
4 straight first, 4 straight second, 4 straight thirds.
And then we just go get Steve Young to be head coach.
Because I'm kind of I don't know who gets more credit, Kyle Shanahan and his ability to pick coaches, or if it's Lynch's ability to sign head coaches and give them whatever coaching staff or whatever.
I can definitely tell you take one of them from each other, it's not going to be the same. They go as a pair, man. They work so well as a pair, and it.
Well, I want the pair of Kyle Shanahan and his dad, because his dad, even though he's not signed with you guys, you would think he was.
He's digging into the.
That's a way. See, you know what? And Mark Davis brought back John Gruden over his dad's dead body. I'm pretty sure he could do the same thing with Mike Shanahan, bro. Bring him over. That's a way to bring it all full circle, make everything better.
Absolutely.
So tell us about the little bit of news coming out of your guys' organization, man.
Well, a little bit of news. I don't know if people keep up with the free agents news and stuff in the NFL. There's going to be quite the bidding war for Odell Beckham Jr. Talks of bidding war between a few teams. San Francisco is going to get in on that. Obviously, they've come out and said we really don't need him. We're really confident with their wide receiver group and the weapons we have. But if teams are going to go in it, why not try? They're going to go against Dallas is a front runner. Kansas City's a front runner. Maybe even Buffalo. Who knows? he's gonna want to go to a contending team, and the Niners are gonna be involved with that. Um, I don't think we land him, honestly. If my money is on it, he goes to Dallas.
Yeah, with him getting pitched to by Micah,
Yeah,
that
and he's gonna
like,
get money. He's gonna get a good amount of money.
I mean, he's gonna get
go
paid
to
no
a
matter where
contending
he
team.
goes. Yeah,
No matter where he goes, he's gonna get paid. But he's gonna go to a contending team. That's what he wants. You know, he wants to be used down the line. But I mean, I don't think we pull it off. If anything, I really don't want it. I mean, he's a great player. He's a great player to have, but I don't think we need him. I think we'll be okay.
I mean, I would think he would be a good addition with you guys because I mean, it's somebody you could slowly
I still
work
think
in.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody you could slowly work into, and plus an insurance policy thing going in there with like like in case something God forbid happens to one of your better players in the postseason. At least maybe by then he's gotten a good grasp of everything, and and you guys kind of like aren't losing much. But I would say I would still say that there's a chance that you guys get him. It's just it kind of depends on like who can get in direct contact with him and really sell him a real pitch. Because like Micah going out of his way to do it, that helps out tremendously. And so like you guys would have to have like something similar happen as well. A player or two just really like sit down and talk with him and try and figure some things out. But I think that's kind of what it comes down to really between all these teams is whose players can tug on him the hardest to go their way. But yeah. Major pause.
But yeah, no, like he's gonna be a great addition anywhere. But if my money's on it, he's gonna be persuaded by Dallas the most. Like you said, who's gonna persuade him the most? And I think it's gonna be Dallas.
Yeah, and they're willing to French kiss him in the mouth.
Yeah, that's what they do over there.
And no pause on that one.
Yeah, no, they get all the play on that.
Yeah.
A couple other things. Deebo Samuel will be back. Kyle Juszczyk will be back. A big player coming back is Elijah Mitchell from his MCL sprain. He's on track to come back. Linebacker Azeez Al-Shaair is coming back. So we're gonna have our full middle linebacker group back, which is huge for this team.
Any restrictions on any of these guys coming back? Like any talks of like limited play?
Mitchell probably some limited play. I mean, he says he feels good to play, but I'm pretty sure they're not going to overwork him. We have McCaffrey. We also have Tyron Davis Price, who can get in some snaps as well. We got Deebo, can run the ball. Definitely don't overwork him. He could still be a game decision, but for the looks of it, he looks like he's gonna be ready to go, suit up, which is good because it was kind of scary him going down like the third game of the season.
All right, cool.
Yeah, that's all about it. Well, on this side.
All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for watching, man. We're gonna be heading out.
But first,
please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you don't want to subscribe, at least hit the like button and talk crap to us. Whatever, do whatever you want, man.
It helps us. We
read the
look at the analytics.
And
we look at the analytics. We're seeing a lot of people coming through. We really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Hitting the like button, it helps us reach a lot more people.
Yeah.
Feel free to share if you're local to Sacramento, feel free to help us out. We always put on for our city.
Unless you want everything Sacramento to go into the tank, then don't subscribe to us. Don't comment on our videos. Don't.
But if you want
the best, if you want the best for everything Sacramento, then make sure to hit that subscribe button.
All right, man. Send the people out.
All right, man. We're gonna head out. Me and the boys are gonna jump on some Apex. I'm gonna get some dubs for everybody who's subscribed.
On top of dubs.
On top of dubs.
We'll see everybody on Sunday.
All right, later, guys. Yes.
Peace.